Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, Ben and the Legendary Cat Wand. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. Ben was not just any cat. He was a walking cloud of elegance, wrapped in long, silky fur the color of creamy vanilla ice cream. If you looked at him in the right light, you could swear he was glowing like some magical guardian descended from a higher realm of catdom. Of course, Ben himself didn't know this. He simply assumed the world existed for one purpose: to admire him and, preferably, to play with him. Among the countless toys that littered the living room, tiny squeaky mice, jingling balls, and crinkly tunnels, there was only one true treasure in Ben's heart: the cat wand. A long stick with a dangling feather at the end, it was his Excalibur, his holy grail, his one-way ticket to chaos and joy. The mere sound of the wand swishing in the air was enough to send Ben into an instant trance. His pupils would widen to the size of marbles, his fluffy tail would twitch like a radar antenna, and his paws would begin kneading the floor as if warming up for battle. When I picked up the wand, Ben transformed from a graceful house cat into a dramatic action hero straight out of a movie. He crouched low, ears forward, body tensed. He was ready. I, the human, was nothing more than the chosen assistant in this epic play. My only role was to swing the wand in unpredictable patterns while Ben unleashed his inner ninja. The moment the feather twitched, Ben leapt like a rocket. His silky fur streamed behind him like a cape, and he landed with a dramatic thud that shook the living room rug. His first swipe missed the target by a whisker, but that only fueled his determination. With a fierce MRRP, he pounced again, stretching his fluffy body to impossible lengths. Sometimes, he would miscalculate and tumble onto his side, legs kicking in the air like a furry gymnast who forgot his routine. I tried to stifle my laughter, but Ben, ever the professional, pretended it was intentional. He rolled over, sprung back onto his paws, and gave me a look that clearly said, "Don't you dare laugh at a warrior in training." One of his signature moves was the mid-air twist. He would leap, spin his cream-colored fluff in a perfect pirouette, and land dramatically with the feather in his jaws. The sound of his tiny teeth chomping on the wand's toy was like victory music to him. He would strut around proudly, tail held high, as if he had just conquered an entire kingdom of feathers. Of course, I ruined his moment of triumph by pulling the feather away again, which resulted in him chasing it across the room with even greater enthusiasm. But Ben was also a strategist. When he grew tired of leaping, he switched to stealth mode. He would hide behind the sofa, leaving only his twitching tail visible. Slowly, his head would peek out, and I could almost hear him whisper, "The human will never see me coming." A second later, he exploded from his hiding place like a cream-colored firework, ambushing the feather with all the force of a feline tornado. His favorite trick, however, was playing dramatic defeat. He would flop on his back, paws in the air, tongue slightly sticking out, as though the feather had finally bested him. I'd wave the wand slowly above his belly, and just when I thought he was truly exhausted, bam! Ben's claws shot up like lightning, snagging the feather with a victorious grin. It was a performance worthy of an Oscar. After an hour of this wild spectacle, Ben would collapse into a puddle of fluff on the carpet. His long cream fur stuck out in all directions, his pink nose twitched with every deep breath, and his eyes grew heavy with the weight of his heroic battles. I'd set the wand down beside him, like a sword laid to rest beside a knight. Even in his dreams, his paws twitched, as if chasing invisible feathers across the dreamscape. Watching Ben in those moments, I couldn't help but feel that his playtime was more than just fun. It was a reminder of something important. Ben lived fully in each second. He didn't worry about tomorrow's dinner or next week's chores. He didn't regret missing the feather on his first leap. He just kept playing, adjusting, leaping again, with pure joy in his heart. In our modern lives, full of deadlines, messages, and endless noise, we often forget to be like Ben. We chase big goals, miss them, and sometimes get embarrassed or discouraged. But Ben teaches us that missing is part of the fun, that mistakes are just stepping stones to a better leap. His shameless tumbles, his dramatic recoveries, and his endless enthusiasm are lessons in resilience. So the next time life dangles a challenge in front of you like a feather, think of Ben. Approach it with curiosity, leap with all your energy, and if you fall flat on your side, get up with pride. Maybe even pretend you meant to do it. After all, a little humor, a little persistence, and a lot of joy can turn even the smallest feather into the grandest adventure. The story of Ben and his beloved cat wand can be seen as more than just a funny and heartwarming tale of a fluffy cat chasing feathers. It is also a reflection of how we can approach challenges in modern life. Ben doesn't hesitate to leap, even if he misses, tumbles, or looks silly in the process. He plays with complete focus, joy, and determination, never letting failure discourage him. This is a valuable lesson for us as humans. In our busy and often stressful lives, we tend to fear failure, overthink our decisions, or hesitate to take risks because we worry about judgment or mistakes. Yet, just like Ben, we can learn that persistence, playfulness, and resilience are key to growth. Every missed leap is not the end, but simply part of the journey toward success. In a world filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and constant comparisons, adopting Ben's mindset allows us to live more fully in the present, embrace imperfections, and find joy in the process rather than only in the outcome. Life, like Ben's game, is most rewarding when we treat challenges as opportunities for play, practice, and discovery.